I'm trying to see if I can get... Amsterdam. Hello, did it stabilize a bit or not? Can you tell me if it's more stable now? Assuming I'm still online. Can you tell me if it's more... Hello, Tutarel. Stable now, assuming I'm still online. YouTube is a bit behind. YouTube is slightly behind, but it seems better now with Frankfurt. It should be slightly better. Okay, so I think we are kind of back. We are back. Okay, so I was reading your text. So yeah, by supporting the game, you can become a patron. You are a patron already. Thank you very much, Vici Vinci. Thank you for being a patron. That's fantastic. And someone was saying about having decks that don't kill the game in 2 turns. Yes. Okay. Yes, if you are on Twitch, you have your own character, which, by the way, you can also customize if you want. You can customize the things. Hey, Tutorel. Oh wow, 25 months. Holy shit. 25 months is a lot. 25 months is a lot. Congratulations on your 2 years plus anniversary here. Wow. That's fantastic. So I think that for this particular question, right? There was one game that is very old. That was called Duel of Champions. I don't know if you know it, but it was a game that really captured me for quite some time, and it was very, very nice. And I don't know if you ever seen it, but it was made by Ubisoft, and I can show you a screenshot. And the game is now completely dead. I mean, since 2016 is dead. Someone remade it, and it's kind of functional non-officially, right? So it's kind of working non-officially. But this game was very, very, very nice. I still remember it now. I mean, he had very strong concepts that you may disagree with, and I think it was too complex, right? I don't want to make a game that is so complex, right? But the beauty of this game was that he had lanes, right? And every lane can only attack frontally, right? But you could move creatures in lanes as you wish. With the only restriction that there is a front lane, which is basically the melee creatures, and there is a back lane, which are the ranged creatures, like magic spells, bows, crossbows, and such, right? And the other interesting concept was that only when a lane was empty, you could then do damage to the hero, right? And it was pretty cool, actually. I think I really liked it. The problem is that it was it was really complex, I guess. So there were events here at the bottom, they were affecting the board. There were buffs that you could put vertically. There were different heroes that you could choose, which is basically changing the way the game was played. There were actually three type of mana, right? Because it was based on might and magic. So this was might, this was magic, and this one I don't remember, it was like leadership or something like that, right? And the other cool thing about this game is that creature actually had three different stats, being attack, health, and retaliation. And the retaliation was the damage that they were doing, right, to other creatures. And the fun thing is that certain creatures were doing damage on the full lane, right? So attacking all across. Others were doing damage only to the back, some to the front. I mean, it was really interesting in that sense, right? And I don't know if you remember this game, but for me this game has been really nice. And it's a pity that they didn't continue to develop it, because I think it was fantastic. Now, hello. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Vishavinj. Hey, thank you for the follow on Twitch. So, so now we don't have to do it. I mean, that's just to discuss, you know, the potential possibilities. But one thing that was interesting of that, right, that you had multiple mana pools, and the multiple mana pools is like Magic the Gathering, but with the difference that instead of using the cards to build your mana pool, you were choosing at the beginning of the round how to put your mana, right? And that was very cool. I think it was very cool. It was a very good idea, right? And I think we can do the same. I think we can do the same. And I'm thinking to have two types of mana, right? Right? So my idea would be to have two types of mana. I think PlaneShift, we should actually put it as a first column. I think I would like to have two types of mana, right? I would like to have coins and mana. Two types of resources, let's call it. Two types of resources, right? Coins and mana. So every turn, right, you can choose to upgrade your coins or to upgrade your mana. And I would say we may decide if you start with already an existing pool of mana. Hello, Proximity. Hey, thank you for the follow. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to be clicking on a few things here and I use the interface. So what will be the idea, right? The idea would be let me go here. Let me go here and start to think about it a bit deeper, right? And we need to define the cards, but the cards we can define them anytime. I mean, it's just a matter of. So, for example, right? Bling, 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 bling. I don't know, this guy, right? Now, can this guy... I don't know why this guy is looking at the door, by the way. Okay. Now he's not looking at the door anymore. Okay, this guy, right? So this guy... Why there is a flying dagger here? I don't know. Someone trying to give it to this guy and failed. Yes, most likely. So for example, this guy will be a card, right? This guy will be a card. And and this guy, right, which is called Navis, may have an activation cost, right? Or anyway, a cost, right? A cost of 2 coins. I don't know if I really want to go might, right? But, or strength, or I think might and magic is pretty good, but I don't think we can reuse exactly the same concept, right? So it will be coins and mana, right? It will be coins and mana. So this guy will cost you 2 coins because you basically have to pay him, right, to be a mercenary in your, or anyway, to be a party member, yeah, in your party, right? And then you can have, yeah, maybe we can actually create the card, you know, so that we have the card, because we have all the possibilities, right, to create a card now, because I have everything available. So if I go under characters, right, just as an example, now we will have to decide how big it is and all of that, but we will see. Okay, now at the moment, right? Yeah, the centering is kind of annoying because it will never center it properly. I mean, it will, but yeah, we will have to see what to do with this text, because this will be a bit annoying in terms of centering. But for now, let's just do it simple, okay? Let's just do it simple. I think we don't care too much about that yet. Oh, by the way, it doesn't fit, but I don't care. 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 As good as it is, right? Faction-based synergy sound pretty cool. Just throwing something out there. Can you elaborate more on what you mean? Just do it! Just do it! So this will be our card, right? Now, what I would like to have, I would like to have an XP, an experience value. Okay? An experience value. That experience value may be equal to the cost multiplied by 10. I guess. Plus any special abilities that this guy will have, right? So let's say that if he has no special abilities or anything else, right? His XP value will be 20. Now, I think he needs also attack and defense. I think we cannot go away from the attack and defense concept, right? I think we cannot go away from the attack and defense concept. And there is another fundamental question, right? I will tell you why I want the experience in a second, okay? I will tell you why I want the experience in a second. So Magic the Gathering is attack and health, right? Is attack and health. Like 3-4. Like 3-4. Hearthstone is exactly the same. Is attack and health. Yu-Gi-Oh is doing the same. I'm just reading the text on the other monitor of what are the types, right? Health, armor, and shields. Like Legend of Runeterra is doing health plus temporary or persistent armor and shield, but basically the same concept, right? Damage is absorbed by the armor first when the armor expire or regenerate. Oh wow. So actually, well, let me note this because I think this could be interesting though. So basically he has health attack, but he also has and has armor and shield. Armor plus shield. I don't know if I want a shield, but I think it's a question. But Legend of Runeterra doesn't have attack. No, it's impossible. No, for sure he has attack. Keyforge has no health. I'm just reading, guys. I'm just reading. Because, for example, Gwent, right? Gwent, you have only one stat, which is 4, for example, in this case, right? And this means that this does 4 damage, and he also has 4 defense. I mean, 4 HP, right? 4 HP. So when 2 creatures attack each other, right? If they are 4 and 4, or, I mean, if each one is 4, they destroy each other. But if one is 4 and the other is 3, basically 3 dies and the 4 becomes a 1, right? So basically you are diminishing the power of the card by attacking it, right? That is how it works in Gwent, for example, right? Yeah, Legend of Runeterra is the same, though he also has attack. Let's say the difference is that he has attack, but then he also has armor and shield, right? I think armor and shield is a kind of an interesting concept. Hello. Hey, VC, hey, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the resub for 6 months. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Mike. So I don't think we can easily go away from this pattern, right? It seems that every game does it this way, right? Except very, very few exceptions. Gwent is one exception, but now I really like the idea of DOC of Duel of Champion. Right? There was attack, retaliation, attack, retaliation, and health, right? I think this idea was super powerful. The problem is that it makes the card design a mess, and he also makes it harder on the players, right? To calculate what is going to happen. So another thing is the board, right? Is the board. So for example, Hearthstone is very simple, you know, single lane per player, right? Single lane per player, facing each other, right? So you are basically facing the other player, and you are, and the creatures attack each other, right? Gwent is not single lane. Why is saying it is single lane? One front, but the back. Oh my god, 3 lanes. So basically, this one was a melee lane and a ranged lane, right? This is how it was. plus, you know, a bunch of other stuff. I don't know why it's saying that Gwent is a single lane. I remember that you put the creatures... I remember that you put the creatures at the back, no? I am pretty sure you put the creatures at the back. Yeah, you have multi-lane. I mean, they just go multi-lane because you have many, or they go multi-lane because you see that you have 2 lanes here. Yeah, but probably there is no concept of front and back. Don't remember this. I don't remember this. But anyway, I think that multi-lane is interesting, but I find it very so this is also single lane. There is single lane, there is single lane. No, 3 lanes makes no sense. Like Marvel Snap has multi-lane, has many lanes, 3 locations. I mean, this one is a question, This one is a question. I think that multi-lane is super cool. I think ranged versus melee is very, very nice. The problem is that if you do that, right, if you decide to go multi-lane, because I think that multi-lane makes sense only. So for example, let's say that this is a flying monster, right? And bro, can you click there, please? Let's say that this is a flying monster, right? And this is a melee monster, right? And so you say, oh, the flying or the ranged can go at the back. Well, first of all, it's making your game board infinitely bigger, right? Because you need way more space, because the other guy will have the same, right? So the other guy will have the opposite of this. So we'll have the ranged here and the melee there, right? So it will be extremely, yeah, the board becomes extremely big. And then the other point is, if this is the case, so let's say that here in the middle there is the separation line, right, between the 2 players. The other thing is, if you have this setup of multi-lane, then you need a rule that is saying, for example, that this melee creature cannot attack the back lane if the front lane is filled in, right, or something like this. Which I don't know if I really like. I mean, it seems to me, I mean, in our idea, which is basically you are in a dungeon fighting, I think this multi-lane is very, again, complex in terms of card design. Because then you will have to say, oh, this card can attack what? This card can attack... this card can attack this and this, or this card can only, you know, so it start to be, I mean, maybe yes, maybe the ranged can attack whoever they want, why this card can only attack this, right? So these 2 can only attack themselves, but my fear is the complexity of the board and also the complexity of the combinations. Is the back lane locked? for just range, or could you put two melee one behind the other? No, I think it's if we do it this way, this will be locked for ranged. So it means that you need to have in your deck some ranged, otherwise you will not use the lane, right? And this is again a problem for deck building, right? Because deck building becomes one order of magnitude more complex, right? I think it's a nice idea, and for example in Duel of Champion we had that. And these are big decisions, right? These are giant, huge decisions, right? Huge decisions. But I would say that at the moment, we will say single lane per player, and we will say attack plus health, right? Which is the easiest. Then the other thing that I was, yeah, so for example, now so this means, right, that our card will get two new stats, right? Now I don't have an easy way to do that, but to do that in a nice way. For now, let's just say that I mean, I will have to work on this to actually make it nice, right? But what? Yes. But let's say that somewhere, I don't know, it can be here, right? There will be a stats, right? A stats thingy. It's easier if I do it round. Sorry if I'm wasting time a bit on this part, but it's just to visualize things, right? It's just to have some visuals. Otherwise, without visuals, it's hard for me to reason. So there will be like two stats, right? I don't know if they will be like this, or they will be, maybe they will be here on the side, right? I don't know, maybe they will be here on the side. I don't know yet, but I think the easiest is if they are here at the bottom. Maybe these were too big, right? So we can make them smaller. We will think about it. And there will be two numbers on it, right? There will be two numbers on it. So you will have here the stats, right? And the stats will be, I don't know. The problem is how to integrate it properly, but oops. In the design, so it's not too invasive like now, right? Cheese. Okay. So it will look like something like this, right? It's finally to you use the thought process style. I miss having this time. Nice. Yeah, I think also that half of your deck, because you optimize, you need a half melee, half range support cards, map cards that you have. How big is the deck? Default 30 cards, 60 cards. Yeah, the deck size I think will be around 40, but we have to think about that as well. We have to think about that as well. We definitely need to think about that as well. Okay, so our card now became this, right? So our card has I don't know why it's that big. I don't know. So I will tell you in a second the XP thing. So I think it will be nice if he has a shield on top, but that is to be determined. 1 second, okay? This to be determined. 1 second. Okay. Now, based on the type of card, obviously it will have certain effects, right? And I'm thinking that characters may actually have abilities. So I think depending on the type of card, it may have different effects, right? The way I'm thinking the board is this. The way I'm thinking the board is, wow, there is a lot of mess here. So I want to, well, I actually have it already here in this drawing, but it's a bit messy, so maybe I wanted to redo it. The way I'm thinking the board is this, is the 2 players on each side of the board, obviously, you and your opponent, right? A number of experience point that starts at 0 and grow up as you do things. A locations deck, which is basically the combination of the locations that you brought from your deck and the locations that the opponent brought in his deck, plus a number of locations. Sorry, it is player 1. It is player. It was in Italian for whatever reason. Right. A number of location. Location can be, for example, the winch, or the Draken plane, or a cave, right? Or the bronze doors, or whatever, right? So this will be a set of locations. Then obviously the board cannot be like this, right? So the board needs to be double of this, right? I mean double. You need to have and I don't know if I should place the player. I think the idea to have the player here is a bit annoying. Can we have the player on the side so that we save space? Yeah, I think we should. Yeah. I think we should have the player like it is here on the side. I think having the player at the top like Hearthstone, I think it makes the board too small, right? Because, you know, in Hearthstone you have the player there, but this makes the lanes this leaves very little space for anything else, right? Oh my god, when you want to see a screenshot. GG. Right? So this gives very little space for anything else, right? So basically here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well 6 you have 6 areas, right? You have 6 areas. In our case we have, well, because you have to see the card backs, right? You have to also have to design the card back. Forgot about that. Should the card back be in the same style of the category or not? So do you see that is a spell? No, absolutely not. The card back needs to be generic, right? You don't want to know what the other guy has in hand. So yes, the card back must be a generic thing. But anyway, let's say that here you have the card back, which is basically made of a PlaneShift logo or whatever. PlaneShift logo. Yeah, because we need to decide a bit the board. But I really want to visualize it. If I don't visualize it, I will never be able to progress on this. So maybe I'm spending a bit time, you know, on just adding the logo, but I think it's easier for me. Okay. So you see a bunch of covered cards on the other side, right? That are the cards of the other player. And I don't know if you see them this way or you see them overlapping, which could also be an idea. We have to think about that. What? No information inside? What do you mean? Maybe you just see them overlapped like that, right? We have to think about that, but that's not very important, right? So you see a bunch of cards on one side and on the other side. Then I would say that the other player I think you need to have the two players fairly visible though, because you are making decisions also based on that, right? So I think that yes, they should probably be. What is going on? Why sometimes I'm deleting? Yeah, because I had the wrong thing. So probably the player should be here, right? So for example, which one of you wants to be a player? Clonimatic? Okay, Clonimatic. So this will be Clonimatic. Which face you want to have, Clonimatic? Clonimatic. Let me see your small avatar. Your small avatar. Where are you? Gone? Because you are on YouTube. I see. Then we will take this other guy as the same. Wait, he needs to be in a place where I can take a screenshot. No, he's on top of another guy. Well, I can actually move him. Stand still, VC. Yes, like that. So now you see yourself twice, because on the screen, that would be confusing. Yeah, that's confusing. Okay, we will not do this. Okay, so we have Clonimatic here versus, and there will be the picture of the guy, or whatever it is, right? Versus, versus VC Vinge. Okay? Vinge. And here you will see, the XP, and I will tell you in a second the XP what it means. I mean, because okay. Okay, so you will see the cards. You will see now here. Do we have one lane or do we have multiple lanes? I think if we can have a character lane and we can, yeah, that would be nice. I think I have to. Yeah, I need to have 2 lanes anyway, guys, now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, I need to have 2 lanes anyway. Yeah, I need to have 2 lanes anyway. Because it is how the idea works, right? So the board will be... Oh, I never click on the right one, bro. So the lane, yes. But wait, we can also, let me think about it, huh? No, but there must be a separation. There must be a line here. There must be a clear line between this and this. There must be a clear line between that and that. There must be a clear line. Now this card are smaller, I know, but just to avoid making it too messy, I think it's good enough for now. Okay, so so my idea is this, okay? Please listen now. Listen now, because now this is the core of the thing, okay? So you build your deck with at least 4 characters, okay? At least, so the deck building is like this. So it is the deck building, okay? Deck building. And this is obviously at the moment completely random, but well, it's not fully random, but so 4 characters minimum. And if you want, you can put more. 4 characters minimum. If you want, you can put more. 2 locations minimum. If you want, you can put more. And the rest is open. So you can put any number of creatures. You can put any number of spells. And you can put any number of items. Okay? I think. I have to think a bit about it, but I don't know if I want to force you to put a minimum of creatures. But I think it would be nice to have a deck without creatures. But let me think about it 1 second. No, I think you need a minimum of creature. I don't know how many, but probably will be minimum of 4 creatures. Yeah, let's say, I think would be a minimum of 4 creatures. Okay, let's say on a total of 40 cards. Okay, on a total of 40 cards, you need 4 characters, 2 locations, 4 creatures, or plus, right? 4 plus, right? 4 say 4 plus, right? So you can have 4 or more, 2 or more, 4 or more, 0 or more, 0 or more, right? I mean, 0 or more you cannot, because you have to reach, no, sorry, 0 or more makes no sense. Is there a minimum? Is there a minimum? No, there is no minimum. So you can have 0 spells. Yeah, 0 plus, 0 plus. Yes, exactly. 0 plus, 0 plus, right? So this is your deck building. Okay? Then the board starts clear with no location, no creatures, no anything. The only thing that the board has is 4 spaces. 4 spaces for characters. 1, 2. Now the annoying part is that 4, 4. I don't know if this will work, but let's see. Four characters. So at the beginning is empty, yeah, obviously. So 4 characters here, now the items, I have no idea how to do it. The items, I have no idea how to do it, and I need to think about it. Because the items in theory can be equipped by a player, right? by a character, and I don't know how to do it yet. But anyway, you have 4 slots, right? 4 characters, which are obviously special cards with their own category. So, okay. 4. Now we move it a bit to the left, so at least it's slightly centered. I mean, it's not the same as above, but it's fine, right? So these slots are fixed. You cannot have more than 4 on the board. You can have more than 4 in your deck, but you cannot have more than 4. Now, but if you cannot have more than 4, then why you will place more than 4 in your deck? That would be fairly stupid, right? That would be fairly stupid. So actually, this is not 4 plus. This is exactly 4. Yes, this is exactly 4. Okay, so for example, you decide, right? You decide that you want to have in your deck, I don't know, Nevis, Arnquist, Amidison, and Datal, right? Just to mention 4 people of our game, right? So this will be real PlaneShift characters, right? So like this guy, you know, with his moral, yes. So this guy, right, and this guy, and whatever other guys that we have here. It will be Journey maybe as well. This guy will be there as well, right? So this guy will be there. So you choose one. No, you choose 4 characters to bring into your deck, and you build your deck like this. 2 locations. Then the game starts, right? The game starts. No, I think I have to do it in game, so we can do multi-layer. Yeah, let's do wait, let's do this. I have to do multi-layer because I need to explain you how the game works, right? I need to explain how the game works. This one we call it PS card game 1. Okay. So if we duplicate this layer, now it's a bit easier, right? Because I can duplicate the layer and then I can clean up all the shit, right? And show you how the game starts, right? So the game starts empty. No. Yes, the game starts obviously empty. I don't know what are these things here in the back, but anyway. I think I want to do this thing, guys. I don't know why, but I want to do it. And the game starts also without a location, right? Without a location. But he has a location, but there is a location spot. Now we can color them differently maybe, right? So we may decide the location is a certain color. I don't know. We will think about it. So this is the location slot. These are the character slots. These are the creature slot, and this is the other player character slot, right? Then there are decks of. Yes, I need two spaces here. I need two spaces. Yes, I need two spaces. So this one in reality, I mean, at the beginning of the game, right, this will be a bunch of cards, right? This will be a bunch of cards. Certain things are incredibly easier in Paint than in GIMP. How can I show that this is multiple cards? I don't know. I have to copy the. I don't know. Anyway, there is multiple cards. Just believe me, okay? Just believe me. So there is multiple cards. No, I need to show there is multiple cards, otherwise it's confusing. Nearly there. Okay. Will not be perfect, but you will survive to this, right? Okay, so there is a deck, right? There is a deck. And so what happens at the beginning is that you build your card, you build your deck with 2+ locations. So at the minimum there are 2 locations per player that goes into this deck that is put on the side covered. And plus there may be a number that we have to decide how many. I have no idea. Probably 10, right? Probably 10 total locations, 4 of which are given by the players or more, right? For now, let's say 10 total locations, right? Of which 2 may come from your decks, okay? That is basically turn 0, right? That is start of game. Then there will be another deck here on the side, which is the deck of creatures. And this deck of creature also is taken from the players' creatures, if they put any creatures in their deck. Plus, now these items, I still have to think about it, right? These items, I still have to think about it. I don't know if I want to do this item thingy. I don't know how many creatures you can have in the middle. I think there's probably 3. Okay, are you with me, guys? Items, I don't know. I have to think about it. I have no idea. We will discover it in a second. Okay, so it is a creatures deck that is coming from your thing. So I don't know how many, but I think will be many. I think there will be many. So I think there will be probably a total. So considering in your deck you can put a maximum. Yeah, how max you can put in your deck. If you do a creatures only, and we say that is 40 cards, you can bring in. Sorry, 4, 8, 10. So you can bring like 34 creatures, right? Which is really a lot. 34 creatures. Holy shit. So for 2 players will be 68 creatures. Wow, that's a lot. I was not expecting that much actually. Should we limit it? The problem is that if we limit it, then well, we could limit it, okay? Because it seems to be too much, right? So it means that many creatures will never come out. Many creatures will never come out of this. But anyway, let's say that we have, I don't know, 30 creatures. Can you please make it of the color? This color. Okay. 30 creatures, right? And it is a deck which is taken from the 2 players. So on this side you have the locations, on this side you have the creatures. Now when the game's and then obviously in your hand, right, in your hand you will have characters, items and spells. You will have nothing else, right? Character, items and spells. Let me do this so that we clean it up. So here in your hand, maybe your hand we do it blue, right? So it's a bit more understandable. In your hand you have characters, items and spells, right? That is what you have in your hand. And obviously the same for the other guy, right? Okay. Now the game starts, right? And the first thing that happens is that I mean one player starts obviously, and the first thing that happens is that the player needs to have an icon for coins and an icon for mana. I mean, okay. An icon for coins and an icon for mana. Exactly. Exactly. An icon for coins and an icon for mana. So I don't know if at the beginning we start with 0 or we start with 1. I have no idea yet. But there will be a number below this, which at the beginning will be 0. It will be 0 coins. And it is very important because this is the resource that you use to actually do whatever you have to do in the game, right? Can I paste, please? Thank you. Okay. So we will have a coins and we will have a mana. How big is this? 34. 34. Okay. Now they're not very aligned and it's very annoying. I know. Fine. Okay, so the game starts like this. And the same for the other player. So we need to have these two indications here. Now these are very important because these are your resources, right? These are your resources to actually, let me just save this because I don't want to lose it. Are you still with me, guys, or not? Okay. So at this point, one of the two players starts. I think that the start of the game will be random, right? Will be randomized. Now, for example, in Hearthstone, they do that if you start first, the other guy gets 1 extra mana. Now you're there. Okay. So let's say the player one starts, okay? Can I remove the alpha from this freaking thing so that we don't go crazy when I delete? Thank you very much. Oh, so I don't have to every time to refill, you know. Yeah, I don't know why there are all these things there. It's a bit annoying. I don't know. Okay. So the game starts. And the first thing you have to do is to choose between coins or mana. So you can basically increase by 1 coins or mana. And you should do it based on your hand. Right? In your hand now, here is not very, it is not showing the hand that we have. So maybe we should show the hand that we have actually. So we can cover the enemy, but we can have our hand maybe uncovered, right? So okay, let's uncover our hand because I think we need to understand what is going on in our hand, right? So in our hand we have, for example, now I'm just taking random things, but it's fine, right? So we have one character. This is our hand, okay? We have one character. Now, I don't know how many cards you will have, but potentially 5, right? Seems to be a reasonable number. You will have one character. I need a spell. So you will have, because all the creatures go into the creature pool, right? So in reality, in your hand, you don't really have much. Well, you have characters, items, and spells. So depending on how many, that's a good point, huh? Okay, I'm just brainstorming on this, guys. I'm brainstorming. So let's say that in your hand you have 2 characters, these 2 characters, and you have 2 spells. You can even have 3 characters maybe, but 2 spells. Can I get a spell? I don't have an item yet. Fuck it. I have spells though. Do you want to see a spell? Ah, you want to see a spell, huh? I I can pick a better one. That one is not very nice. This one. Yeah, now with cards that are actually nice, it will be so much better, right? What is going on here? Can I please scale this? Huh? I don't understand what's going on. Okay. Okay, so we have a spell. We have a spell. There are certain things that are so much easier with paint. Again, I said no alpha. So we have two characters, a spell. I think we need another spell. I think we need another spell. So we have another spell. And then maybe we have one item, okay? The item at the moment, I don't have it there, so we will just do it this way, okay? Bruh, what is going on here? So the item can be a sword or whatever. I don't know why it's adding the alpha channel every time I do Okay, so this will be the item, which is another card, okay? Which is another card. Which is another card. Okay. Fantastic. Now okay, which is another card. Okay, so now so you have this in your hand. Okay, this is your hand. This is your hand. So you have two characters, two spells, one item, which is perfectly fine. Plus, your locations went into the location deck. Your creatures went into the creatures deck. The game starts. You start first. You decide if you want to use coin or mana. Your creatures, your spells, and your items all have a coin or mana cost. And I think it should be probably one or the other, right? I don't think it can be both, right? I don't think so. So, for example, right? For example, this guy here is costing 1 coin. Now, this will have to be somehow represented on the card. So it is making actually the graphic look a bit complex because we need 2 more markers, right? Yeah, we need 2 more markers. Absolutely. We need 2 more markers. One for the coin and one for the mana. If I manage to, if I decide that, yeah, it should only be coin or mana, is a bit easier because because then we don't go crazy of having two different, right? Of having two different currency, right? And also maybe the number, you know, is written directly on top of the coin, which is even easier to, so we are saving a bit of space and we don't have to destroy the card, right? Because I don't want to destroy the card with a million numbers, right? Okay, so for example, this one will cost 1 coin. Let's say that this one will cost 2 coins, right? Wait. Because for whatever reason it costs 2 coins. And then the spells. Now the spells will cost obviously mana. And now the question is what the items are costing. I think coins. I think the items are costing coins. Yeah, I think so. I'm positive on that. I'm kind of positive on that. Sometimes. Okay, I don't know how big it will be, right? I have no idea. But for now, let's say that this thing is here and is as big as that. And this one is costing 1. Imagine if this game becomes very, very popular, right? And you can say, oh yes, I've seen the creation of it. Yay! Okay, now... Imagine if this is becoming popular, my boys. Imagine for a second. Nah. Okay. And the item is gonna cost, I don't know, 2 coins as well, whatever. Maybe 3, I don't know, whatever. At the moment makes no difference. 2 coins. Okay. So basically you start the game, right? You start the game and you see what you have in your hand, right? You see, oh, I have one character that is costing 1. I have another card that is costing 2. These 2 spells, 1 and 2, and an item, okay? So now what you have to decide, right? At turn 1, you have to decide if you want to play a character or you want to play a spell, right? And if you want to boost your spell resource or your coin resource, right? This is what you have to decide. And I think I can basically flatten all of this so that it becomes a single screen. I would say yes, let's go for it. Let's go for it, right? Okay, so that is screen number 1. Now, screen number 2 is that, for example, you decide to spend 1 on So it is a turn 1, right? Turn 1. Turn 1 is that you decide to spend 1 coin here. And you decide to play this card. So basically this card becomes this card. So I will delete this. Which obviously becomes... I knew it. Because every time I move something, that is becoming automatically... Okay. And you basically spend 1 coin, right? You spend 1 coin. And you put your character in play. Okay? You put your character in play. You incremented the coin by 1 and you then spent it by putting the card on. So your yes, so we need a a max coin. Yes, we need a max coin and we need how many coins you have at the moment. That is kind of annoying. So we need 2 numbers. Fuck. Yeah, I think so. Well, I think it's easy. We can do 0 out of, right? 0 out of 1. Yeah, exactly. I think it's fairly easy. It's fairly easy. We do this. This one becomes simply 0 out of 1. 0 out of 1. Right? Of whatever this color. 34. Yes. Okay, so you incremented coins, so your maximum is 1. Then you spent 1 to put the creature on the table, and you have 0 out of 1, right? You did not increment mana, and so you cannot play any mana cards, right? I'm a little bit sorry you make me laugh whenever you express some sort of frustration. Yeah, sometimes things are harder than they should. At this point, the only thing that I don't know is if the location should be discovered before you play. Yes. I think at the start of the turn, what happens is that one location gets automatically discovered. Okay? So basically for us means that this location will be discovered. And so you can decide, right? You can decide what to play based on the location, because the location will have certain effects. So what does this mean? This means that you are in that location at the moment. Like we are at the winch and your character is playing at the winch, right? Now the other guy does the same. And so we assume that the other guy plays some whoever, right? He plays his own guy, right? Which is this guy. I don't know where we are anymore. We are here. This guy looks a bit fucked up, but I mean, it doesn't fit into a card, but it's okay. It never fit there. It will never fit into the card. Okay, it fits. Fantastic. So the other guy, the opponent plays the same, right? Plays also a creature, right? And he also spends coins. So in this case, also for him, it will be 0-1, right? Because he did the same. And the location comes out. Now, inside the location, there will be a creature that you both can fight, right? For experience, right? So what will happen is that still in turn 1, you turn a location, you turn a creature. Yeah, I think that location and creature should come down first before you play, right? So location comes down, creature comes down. So for example, will be this creature, right? Right. Unfortunately, I have to go very, very soon, but it's fine. Yeah, potentially the creature will be at the beginning. Yeah, will be here, right? Will be the first card on the left. I think this card will go left to right. Yeah, most likely. I mean, it makes sense, right? And so let me just try to do it properly. Okay, so this is 0-1. Now, the other guy could have started with spells, but in this case, we say that no, it didn't, right? He didn't start with spells, so it's fine. Yes, so... okay. Let me save it like this, because I think we are at a good point. So the sequence is, a location comes down, a location is revealed, a creature is revealed. Basically, this means that there is a null burnout at the winch. Okay, so the story is that there is a null burnout at the winch that you can fight if you want. Okay. Now, the null burnout at the winch has a number of experience point associated. So, for example, this null burnout will be 50 experience points, right? So if you kill him, right? If you kill him, you get 50 experience points, right? Now, and this is where I'm still thinking about it, right? Because I'm not fully sure on how to do it. But basically the point is that the players now may decide to fight this creature. Alright? And I think they will have two options. One option will be that with your character you fight this creature and you get the experience points, or with your character you try to fight the other player and you get his experience points, because actually each creature has experience points, right? Including characters. Plus they have the special abilities, right? So actually we need 4 numbers on each. Well, maybe the XP is shown separately, right? Maybe there is like an overlay that is showing that. Maybe. And so now you are trying to fight with your character this creature that you found in the winch, right? And the location can obviously have some modifiers. So for example, the location says no spells allowed, right? That would be very, very strong, right? No spells allowed. Yeah, I have to go to dinner. Yes, I will go in a second. And or the location may say +1 to all axes, right? To all characters with axes. Then you kill this creature and you get the experience points. Now, if you don't attack that creature, we have to decide if the creature attacks you or not. But basically, the next turn, another creature will arrive here. And then another creature will arrive here. And if you clear completely the creatures from this dungeon, from this location, then the location will change, right? So let's say that if the location is good for you, you may wait for more monsters to come out before killing them. But I think if you don't attack the monster attacks you. Now the problem I have is this monster attacking both players, or is this monster attacking only one of the two? I think the monster is attacking both players. I think that will be the most fair rule, right? The problem is, how do we know who's getting the experience points? Because if it's my turn, yeah, I guess if I kill it in my turn, right? But the other guy may do like 90% of the damage, and then it's my turn, and I kill it. Yeah. Okay, so let me think about it. So start of the game, right? Start of the game. Nothing is on the board. Then I play my character. He plays his Then the winch is revealed. The monster is revealed. I play my character. He plays his character, or not? No, probably not. If I'm starting first, I play my character. He didn't play his character yet. So yeah, the problem is that if he doesn't play his character, then I don't have a chance to attack him. No, because there is a monster. There is a monster in front of me. So I am forced to attack the monster. Yes, I think this kind of works. Okay, let's try this way. Let's try this way. Turn 1 does not have this. Right? Let me duplicate it. Turn 1 does not have this thing. So turn 1 is just me. Turn 1 is just me against the creature. And I can decide to attack it or not. Okay? I can also attack it with spells. In theory, no, because unfortunately I don't have the mana, right? I'm only at turn 1, so I cannot shoot a spell because I have no mana for my spells, right? I'm at 0-0 at the moment, so because I played my character. So let's say that I attack it, right? And let's say that this creature has attack 4, and I can actually kill him, right? Or anyway, because if I kill him, I get the 50 XP, and the 50 XP go into my character XP. And basically the idea is that the one that has more XP wins the game. Okay, guys, I'm going to dinner. I think I'm going back. I will be back after dinner. I want to continue this. So I will stream also after dinner in about 1 hour from now, okay? So let's see you in 1 hour from now, roughly. And yeah, and we will continue with this, okay? See you in 1 hour. Bye-bye. I'll be back. We'll be back at 9 p.m. European time, roughly 9 something.